Yoshida Yuko is a small red-haired 15-year-old girl, living with my mother and sister in a dilapidated dormitory, was sleeping well one day. Then, she dreamed that she met a little devil with horns. She said that Yuko is a descendant of darkness, and bring the mission to restore glory to the family. Are sleepy, but some fish called up to talk dirty, so she put the blanket back on. Waking up after a strange dream, Yuko discovered that her head grew a pair of horns, and then there's a long devil's tail on the back. She panicked and cried and ran into the kitchen to call her mother, and Ryo's sister. I don't know what's growing on your head. Yuko's mother calmly explained that their Ayashida family were not ordinary people. It's a descendant of the House of Darkness, have been exiled since ancient times. When I heard this, Yuko thought I was dreaming. I'm going to go back to sleep. But the mother grabbed her head. Ask your child to hear the whole story. Their family of darkness has been outnumbered by the House of Light, sealed in the human form, and was forced on top of the curse to tear. The Ayashida family was deprived of everything, so much so that there's nothing to lose. And they're even spending 40,000 yen a month. That's why we run out of food every few meals. Yoko's mother said, what's important now is the child must break the seal and master the power of darkness to restore glory to the family. If you can do that, Yoko will get a little taller, and the family gets out of poverty. Hearing that, her eyes lit up, and asked me what I needed to do to break the seal. Her mother said, must defeat the magical girl, and take their blood to sacrifice to their ancestors' demons. The demon god of Yuko. It's the doorway that her mother tossed in the hallway. This is where the ancestral spirits of the beloved Da has been sealed. Normally it is not used for anything, so Yoko's mom barricaded the door because she thought it was a good fit. Before leaving the House of Love, she asked her mother, any heirloom weapons to pass on to you, like in the story. But her mother said that these days, they're walking around with weapons, is to be carried away immediately. So, I'm prepared to give you a fork as a weapon in disguise. Page in the lunchbox. I left the house and thought about this morning, which is clumsy with an extra pair of heavy swelling. So just take a few steps. Love, you have bad luck. And fall face down in a pool of sewer water, running under the ancestral statue. I almost got hit by a car. There was a magical girl who jumped out of the way. Help or I will eat. I saw the woman blocking the car with one hand. Love, you was scared. Take off your pants and pray it's just cosplay. But the girl confirmed, you are a magical girl. When he found the target, Yuko trembled. Take out the weapon I gave you. But the magical girl thought she was hungry. They gave me a bread, both afraid and humiliated. So little Yoko ran away with the bread. The next morning at school, Yoko's little friend was delighted to see her horns. He said he could use it as a hanger. That way, you will be free to eat. While going to the market, I'm going to hang up the briefcase and scratch her a little bit, because Yoko is a weak child. In class, Yuko told her two best friends about porcelain. Fate. Restore the family by defeating the maiden magic. Your two children are surprised to hear that. Drag Yuko to meet her friend Momo next class. She's the strongest girl in school, and he was involved in saving the world 6 years ago. Then Yoko realized it was her. The girl's magic saved her. Yesterday I felt like a weak devil, cowardly, to confront such a great man. So she's going to give up. Who'd expect her whore to grab Yoko's tail, and called her friend Momo Ra to challenge her. Her dear Momo called her little girl, because he was too short, he was too hot to kick. Just punched a few. Little dear, you're tired of breathing. And then he punched like an itch. Love, you afraid Momo. So when she said stand up, she thought she was going to be fed. Turns out, she's just going to teach you how to punch. I love you for a while. Momo told her to find a gun. It feels like being humiliated again. So Yoko ran away to class with her honey. Early morning the next day, Yoko's two whore friends are rubbing salt in their pain. If yesterday's game was a football game, the result is probably 7. Yoko was thrilled to hear that, because it's still marked for a point. In class, Yoko confidently announced yesterday, I lost because I didn't prepare in advance. If you practice hard, you will one day be defeated. Magic girl. Momo suddenly appeared behind, and say that, you're the weakest of the magical girls. Yoko was startled when she heard Momo's voice. The bird thought the child was looking for the killer. She grabbed a ruler to protect herself. And when I realized there were more powerful people, small pink hair, the whole body trembled. Not to displease the ancestors, Izuko still dared to challenge Momo, on a weekend afternoon. And then she went to the gym, take a 5 hectograms weight to exercise. But when I saw Momo training a 100-pound dumbbell, oh, please shut up. To the weekend, little Yoko goes to meet magical girl Momo behind the schoolyard. I thought it was a bloody battle. Momo finally pulled Yoko. Run together for health. She buns loves you. Follow the Momo girl for 4 kilometers. Then begins to lose consciousness. When I look back at her, my soul dies. Now I want to go home. I have to go back 4 miles. Love you and bite your teeth. Borrow Momo 500 in to take the train home. I can't run. She was too tired to sleep on the train. To the end. To empower Yuko to defeat the magical girl, Yuko's mother increased her allowance from 120 into 500 yen. It was the first time I had received so much money. So I love that you put it in a zip bag and show it off to your 2 kids. But when she met Momo, she was heartbroken. She realized she owed Momo exactly 500 yen. You look so poor. So Momo gave her a 10-month installment, 50 yen per month. Momo also said that during that time, Yuko can't challenge you either, because if she goes to bed before Yoko pays off her debt, you will be in debt for the rest of your life. After school, the two girls led Yuko to the mall, looking to buy weapons, but in the end, I just found something stupid. On the way back, Yuko was lured into eating udon noodles by girls, and when she left the store, she had exactly 120 yen. I ate udon for the first time. The little shop sucked out the whole country, so Ra had to spend 120 yen to buy drinking water, alleviate thirst. But she didn't expect to go up a little bit. There's a free drinking place. As a result, after spending 500 yen, Yuko is still in debt. Extra burning bag. But it didn't solve anything. One day, when Yuko was sleeping, she met the horned demon. She said that, I am the ancestor of the House of Darkness, so Yoko can call her grandmother. She called Yuko too weak, and even Psychic Touch has only one line. She asked Yuko to install it on the nightstand, a receiver pan, so she can connect with Yuko more easily. But doing that doesn't look any different than you do. Even this grandmother can only talk about it. In fact, they haven't won in thousands of years. Family of Light. Whenever Yuko is chattering, she hears her mother's call. The grandmother is forced to escape from Yuko's dream. I was in a hurry to tell her, is to offer more good food, and the magazine for the devil. You wake up, looking for a pen and paper to record the instructions. I saw my daughter holding a pen. Ask her to write down what she needs to buy. As a result, the child is confused. Get used to everything in your dreams, and just write down what I tell you. It even says wrong. Her mother went to the market to buy only 2 eggs. Yoko's uniform is entangled in coca, so she decided to wash it herself. When you read the instructions, little Yoko is stupid. I thought 85 degrees Fahrenheit was 85 degrees Celsius. It becomes raw when the laundry is done. The uniform shrank into a pinch. So love you have to wear gym clothes to class. And was lent the uniform by Momo, because of the small figure. So when you wear Momo's shirt, she loves you like an elementary school girl borrowing her sister's clothes. Come home at night. Ryo's sister advised her to use a long-range weapon, if you want to fight Magic Girl. So she built a Chun board gun, with bamboo sticks. Momo saw that. I dragged her to a derelict factory. This place is owned by Momo. Because she accidentally destroyed it, she had to buy it back. Momo says it's dangerous to fire a gun, so I snatched it out of Ieko's hand. She borrowed a magic stick. Momo forces Ieko to shoot out magic from the stick. Then I can go home. But what kind of molding? She can't shoot at all. Momo said that, if you want to shoot magic, there must be a spell. It's about saying your wishes, to create intense emotions. You can shoot magic. Kid. Yoko continued waving her stick and saying all sorts of things. Grandmother fitting BA reducer. When she said she wanted everyone to be friends, the magic stick finally shot out. A little bit of magic. But it's just as weak and slow as Yuko. I couldn't fly a meter, so I came back to find one. Momo said being hit by it was like an ant bite. But I thought Momo was cheating. I ran away thinking it would hurt my bones. But in the end, it hit me. It's like a real ant bite. One day, when I saw Yoko making sacrifices to the idol of the devil, Momo picked it up. And I found that there's a switch button underneath. When she tried to cheat, Yoko suddenly lost consciousness. Turns out the soul. She was dragged inside the idol. Yoko met her grandmother again and found out she was. One child is not sitting. My grandmother said that, because Yoko made a full sacrifice, and deceiving ancestral work, so you can join a descendant, to be able to return to Earth. After saying that, the grandmother left behind Yoko's soul, playing in the statue and entering the child's body. When you face Momo, my grandmother called herself a witch. Kai manages the source of permanent magic 9 Lilith, and come here in the body of the descendant, to destroy the magical girl. Lilith wants to challenge Momo, but only for a moment did not breathe out. With the child's weak body, Yoko's only going to hurt herself. Too small you whore shits. I can only smile when I see it. After a while Yuko woke up. I found myself in a health spa room. It turns out that the newly elite grandmother was held by Momo, afraid of being thrown on the ground. So she gave up and thank you. Finally, take a hot bath. Yoko wakes up with a moist body, and a spa bill of 1,720 yen. The grandmother had no money to pay, so she borrowed from Momo, and said to count on Yoko's debt. Suddenly in debt. Love that you had to get another job. However, her mother said that, the family is haunted by a curse of 40,000 yen a month. So if there's extra money, will naturally be lost one way or another. So what's the extra work? The amount of money your loving family has. Just like that. But it's better than nothing. So Yoko decided to make more debt payments. Girl. Xiao was recommended by her best friend to do sausage marketing. The whore friend even told the shopkeeper. Yoko was tricked by the enemy. I have as much debt as this city. Yoko's mission will be, cut sausage into octopus shape, and put it up for guests to try. If you sell enough, the extra sausage will be brought back. Yoko was trying to fry sausage when Momo walked by. I saw Yoko working hard to pay back my debt in a good way. Momo bought a bunch of sausages to support her. Until the end of the session, Yoko's sausage sales have exceeded the target, but because it's sold out, so she was only given 2 boxes of yogurt. I don't know if it was intentional or intentional, but the more Momo helped, the more Yoko stopped after a month of extra work. You have enough money to pay your debt to Momo, but when you hear love, you have a sister. Momo did not accept. She said she should take care of her family first. If you have a debt, you can pay 50 yen a month. That afternoon, Yuko invited her sister to go to the market to buy her gifts. Momo found this interesting and asked to follow. In the name of Yuko's best friend, Emryo loves you. I have to fight girl magic. So just buy something like an ambulance box. Or war books to help her sister. Or it's just cheap stuff. The whole family uses it. While walking through the shops, Momo noticed that Rio loved to look at the cameras. So Momo said, let me love you. Rio is very fond of mini camera but do not dare. The camera is not very expensive. Yoko bought it for her sister. To thank his sister and Momo, Rio took a picture for them. The first photo. I knew I wanted to print it out. Must sound a computer by USB port. Ryoko is a stupid little girl. If you think about the USA, you have to go to America. Rio asked Momo if there was a computer, and how to edit photos. I love you standing there listening to the two of you. No different than a duck. Sounds like the next morning. Momo lent her old laptop roof to her, to bring back to my sister. I know she's a technology blind. So Momo threatened that she just needed a ball. A drop of water or a drop of water is a tong machine. Yoko's whole body trembled when she heard that. Step by step to bring the laptop back to your sister. How unlucky. Today my friend Anri is playing tennis again. You should find Yoko to show off. The sight of the balls scared Yoko out of her pants. Just recently, my friend Anri ran into a fishurura, running towards me with a pot of water. Kid. He even invited Yoko to join the magic club. That small newly established. To study the devil. As Yoko wrestles a lake, you can safely pass through the school gate. But it's not alone. So she had to pass the neighbor's dog. In Izuko's eyes, it's now a giant monster. They can scare you at any time. When confused, the grandmother helped Yoko summon the demon warrior form. But the transformation is complete. Yoko is no different than a horse on the straight. Later on, fortunately, the dog's owner took him for a walk. So Yoko's safe to get through this. Go home safely. And then she's clumsy. To stumble upon the statue of the devil. Make the computer fall to the floor. I threw her out to pick her up. Sister. I walked over them without knowing that there was a computer inside. I couldn't save the computer, but I hugged Ra. Then he tripped on the floor and poured a whole pot of water on the Taurus case. She pulled the computer out. When I saw it was soft, I thought it soaked water. In the end, it turns out that Momo predicted everything. It's fully waterproof. She threatened little Yoko with the swallows. A school morning. Yoko catches Momo on the road exhausted. Guess your friend is sick. So Yoko called to help Momo get out of school. Take her home to rest. Back to Momo's house. Then Yuko squinted. When you find out that you live alone in a house. The big man went into Yuko 6's house looking for ice and crawled his head. I found a plate of food inside. It was so dark Yuko thought this was demon meat. Made out of hatred to the bone. But it turns out it's just Momo's homemade steak. That she's going to do to invite Yuko to eat. But it looks terrible, so. But then she left it to eat herself. Yuko guessed. Because of eating this toxic food. So Momo got sick. I know Momo worked hard. Yuko couldn't refuse either. Take it up and try it. She judged it was not so bad. And at least eat it. It is good not to make people vomit at the battle. Turns out it's too poor. So Yoko's taste buds. I've been trained not to refuse anything. While covering the blanket let Momo rest. Yoko discovered that her friend's hand was bleeding. She took a towel and wiped the wound. And then I took it home with me. Back home, I saw the devil being made a garbage stop. She hurriedly put it in her pocket. The statue touches Momo's blood on the towel. Should have been unsealed. But little Yoko didn't understand what's going on. Momo just ran to the house to love her. I see your friend is still tired. I love that you invited Momo. Go into the house and cook an 8-bucket cold pasta for your friend to eat. Momo thought she loved you deliberately taking her blood. But it turns out it was just an accident because she's so stupid. At this moment I heard the grandmother's voice coming from the demon statue. Then she discovered that the seal had been broken. Momo also said that for breaking the seal, that your magic is consumed. So in the near future Momo suggested little Yoko, help me protect the city. Yoko thinks she's incompetent. But look at the exhausted friend. So she agreed to help. Then Momo took a week off. I still love you. Hugging the idol to show off to mom and sister. A little of Momo's blood. It's not enough to break the curse. But also to make Yuko's family less poor. Yuko's mother was lucky to find a lost 7 wallet. Contains 100,000 yen. To celebrate a family event. Escape the curse of 40,000 yen a month. So Yuko's mother performed an ancient ritual. Transmitted by ancestors. It's a barbecue organization at home. After getting my wallet back, Yuko's mom bought a bunch of food for the whole week. But it's just cheap stuff. Because the curse hasn't been completely lifted yet. So still need to be careful. After a long drink, a barbecue was born. Izuko has just discovered that her refrigerator is broken. Because it was so old, she ordered a new one. But they won't deliver for more than a week. That's to deal with the new food. Izuko's mother cooked it all and set a goal to eat it all. For 2 days Yuko brought her Momo. Some food made by your mother. Momo often eats very poorly. A few days later, Momo has a fever but is not fully well. So I decided to train the deer. Stronger. She tied a giant tire to make Yuko pull. As a weak child as a child. Make floating scissors. This time my friend Anri is passing by. Said that. You should exercise your mind before you exercise your body. Because little Yuko is an extremely pancake. Fragile. In order to love her, Momo tricked her into buying it. strawberry-flavored mochi and cold tea. While you're both eating mochi, Momo revealed that she had a sister. They are not of the same blood, because Momo was originally an orphan. After eating, Momo continued to make her love her. Tire until late at night. One day I was working more. In Tama cat suit. Yoko encounters a magical yellow girl. Remember what Momo said? When she's weak, Yoko's family could be hunted. Makes her afraid to pee. I saw the magic girl and she said, she's here. Because I heard that the magic girl of this city, he was defeated by a demon, and enslaved. If you meet the devil, you're going to finish a fight and do whatever you want. Hear that? She was even more afraid and did not dare to take off her catsuit. Even on the way home, magical girl still clings to Theo loves her. It made her afraid of sweating. She thought Yoko had a fever. So he dragged her into an alley, and took off Tamara's cat hat. She discovered inside the catsuit, is a devil girl. I'm scared and I'm young. Loving you is so scary. It takes the form of a demon warrior. I can see that she loves you completely defenseless. So the girl's magic lent her a robe to run. Lack of fabric suit is wearing. Momo appeared at this moment and explained that, the magical yellow girl named Mika, and it was Momo who called her. Mika read Momo's message. I thought the devil was a giant cow. Runaway barn. Mika knows little Yuko is a harmless weak female demon. I thought they were locked down. Because she's short, passive to self-interest. So little Yuko cried and ran home. I saw Mika the next day. Only Yuko knows. She's going to transfer schools here to protect Yuko. But this girl also has a curse. Is if you're excited or emotional, people around you will have bad luck. Momo Shine was the victim. I just met Mika. Was eaten by a pile of wet cement. That afternoon all three went to the river to practice. And Momo asked for you to transform her. But I can't love you forever. So the grandmother said only when she was afraid. Scared to summon that big dirty suit. So Momo tried to scare Goku with a spell. But before she could do it, she fainted. Mika is just telling the magic girl right now. If you lose too much power, it will be destroyed. Momo woke up and threatened to fall in love with her. And the girl who loves you is ashamed. He ran away with the look of a big animal. Today is the day they deliver the new refrigerator. So my mom loved her and danced to celebrate the new fridge. Dear mom, she ordered a good refrigerator. And if you had it, you could cook more delicious food. But it's boring. When the fridge is bigger than your door, they can't be brought into the house. So my mother cried for a whole day. That afternoon, Mika invited her daughter to go out alone. The child deduces. In my head is Maiken will find somewhere. And then flutter it like tea in boiling water. It turned out to be Mika. I just want you to go to a horror movie. For psychological training. When you get to the theater, Mika is a coward. So just close your eyes and hold your breath. The movie hasn't shown yet. I love you. I thought the movie was scary. But it's interesting to see. Because this is the first time she's ever been to a movie. Not only that. Who goes to see horror movies? But Yoko was moved by the zombies. Have to fight the fictional power of the main character. As a child, Mika couldn't watch movies. I can't train psychologically either. I was unconscious after holding my breath for too long. When they reached the hall, they met Momo. She also came to see a movie about Tama. And even became a fan, even wearing a Tama cat hat. The hat is running out of battery. Momo said goodbye to her two friends and left. Mika thought Momo was angry because they didn't ask her out. Mika was so moved that the machine burned. Keep running and sleeping. Mika has to compensate the theater for the popcorn. Then the devil gathers and drinks all day. The next day today, Ryo's sister is using a computer. Then it's suddenly frozen. Izuko said don't worry. You just need to ask Momo. But she suddenly thought that, if Momo finds out that the machine is broken, then, I'm sure she'll make Ieko weightlifter her to death. Just thinking about it, her whole body was shaking like a vibrator. But in the end, he had to take Ryo to Momo's house. Repair to Momo's house. I saw her eating chips for lunch. Yoko went to cook. Momo ate udon noodles. Yoko doesn't want to hide her sister anymore. I told Ryo that Momo is actually a magical girl. Ryo's sister not only didn't feel 7, on the contrary, proud. Because my sister recruited a ghost French girl about making hands. Sai Momo cannot make this cute girl 7 hopes. Should also receive. Just now Mika arrived. Momo immediately dragged her into the room to block her throat. Before she could say anything, Mika finally accepted to be her subordinate. Yuko and then everyone had fun eating ice cream. Late afternoon. Momo after checking the computer. Tell them it's nothing. Maybe it's because the house doesn't have air conditioning. So the laptop is hot, so it's often numb. Just sit somewhere cool. Or give it a break. One night, the grandmother helped Yoko enter Momo's dream. Because she wants to know her heart. Magic girl. But the Momo girl realized that this is a dream. And Yoko is real. It's not an illusion. You two sat talking to each other. And Yoko accidentally revealed. She was very sick and often hospitalized. Momo felt guilty when she heard that. For making Yoko work hard all day. Yoko also said that her father had to work far away to pay for the hospital. According to Yoko's mother, your father used to fish squid on an aircraft carrier. Hybrid nuclear submarine. Now I'm an expert. Buy a water purifier on a space warship. Momo just heard it was very twisted. But little Yoko believes it's true. Momo guessed that Yoko's mother is hiding something about her father. So she asked after she woke up. I'll go to Yoko's house and ask her everything. At this moment, Mika saw Momo sweating. I panicked and called my friend to wake up. Momo just told me. Remember to ask your mother about your father's story. But she loves you to hear the sentence. So I misheard that Momo would come to work and call her mother. So she woke up immediately and stopped the door. Let Momo in the house. Even morphed into warriors lacking claw. To deal with my pink-haired friend. I love you standing in. I heard you two misunderstood each other. So I jumped out and dragged them both in. She decided to reveal the truth about the Ayasita family. The Ayasita family is haunted by the seal curse. So often bad luck. From birth, Yoko has inherited the most powerful demon blood. So that's why. The most powerful influence of the curse. On the contrary, Ryo's younger sister is almost unaffected by Sao. Momo thought that. That's why Yoko is often clumsy and stupid. But Yoko's mother said it was from her. It's not the curse. Yuko's mother lamented that when she first moved to this city, has been guarded by a magical girl. Helped that girl named Sakura and Momo's sister. She helped hide her family's love from the demon hunters. Let your health love you better. My daughter's father and Sakura was unified. They will trade the family's luck to take the health of your love. That's why. Her loving family can only spend 40,000 yen a month for interfering. The ancient curse caused Sakura to lose her magic power. So you made a deal. Ask Yuko's father to help protect this city. After Izuko's mother gave birth to her sister Ryo in the hospital, when he returned home, he found that Sakura had disappeared. And Yuko's father. It's sealed in a cardboard box. That's the box that's been there for a long time. Izuko's sisters still used to cook, barbecue or stand with stuff. After Momo, when Yuko's mother left, she showed her father's picture. Yuko's dad has the look of a teenager. And she's in pain. I realized that I was short because I inherited it from my father. That's why even with a fake seal, she's still short. Not up at all. In the evening, Yuko's mother told her sister Ryo, and say that she always lied about her father's job. Little Ryo wasn't too surprised and said, no one believes there's a job as wild as squid fishing on an aircraft carrier. Hybrid nuclear submarine. Turns out it's just the stupid little ones. Yoko always believed it was true. The movie is over. Thank you very much. Sign up and press the notification button to wait for the videos. New every week. Hello and see you all later.